Are you in the real estate business? Do you ever wonder what to do when the real estate market shifts? Do you ever have those questions? Do you ever think, what am I going to do if the market was to shift? If you have those questions, and if you're uncertain, I'm going to tell you 3 practical action items to help you thrive in a shifting market, okay? No matter whether the market is down or up, you're going to thrive. My name is Anton Thomas. I am with the Silverline Real Estate Group and Silverline Real Estate Coaching. And I'm going to give you these 3 steps. Number 1 is going to be very, very easy, practical steps. Get a pen and paper, write it down. Number 1, get clear on where you currently are in your business. We got to get real. Where are you currently, right? Look at your habits. What habits do you currently have right now that you need to get rid of? Get clear with yourself. Where are you currently at in your business? Look at your habits. What habits do you need to have that you know at some point you're probably like, man, that's a great idea. I'm gonna start doing it, right? And that could be maybe waking up an hour earlier, doing some type, reading a book, you know, that could be journaling, that could be working on your scripts for 30 minutes per day. That could be whatever it may be, right? These are little bitty things that at some point you're probably like, hey, I want to implement that. I want to start doing that, but we never did it. Or maybe we started it, but then we stopped doing it after 2 days, right? What are those habits that you need to rid of? And what are the habits that you need to acquire, that you need to implement into your routine, into your daily rituals, into your life? What are you good at? Like, where am I strong at in the business? Where am I strong in my skills? Where am I strong in my mindset? Then you also got to ask yourself, where am I weak? Where am I not doing well? What are areas that I can improve on, right? Okay, because in order to adjust, we have to get very clear and just embrace the fact that we are where we're currently at. And we are where we're at because that's where we need to be. Our daily actions got us to where we're at today. Your actions from 90 days ago got you to where you're at today. So if you're happy with your results, perfecto, continue to do that. However, I recommend doing more, leveling up. You can never get to a level where you can't level up anymore, right? But if you're not happy, then this is really for you. If you're not happy with your results, if you're unclear on what exactly you need to do, then you need to get real with yourself and understand where you're currently at, embrace it, and then make the necessary changes, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, you got to know the data. You got to know the data. When was the last time you went into the MLS and you were looking at the data, days on market, the list to pin ratios, the ask price to the sell price ratios? You know, when was the last time you checked and looked over a time frame to see what has changed, right? When was the last time you put in the effort to actually be a educated and authoritative figure in your real estate space? Knowing the data, right? I tell my team all the time, if you really want to establish yourself as an authority in the real estate space in your profession, when you are having conversations with a client, you need to use data in your conversations. Use data. That's one of the quickest ways to establish yourself as an authority. You know what you're talking about. But know the data. You got to know the data. Then you got to understand that with the client conversations that you're having every day, whether they're current clients, like the contract to close, pending clients, clients that you're showing property to, active sellers, new leads, you got to make sure that you are keeping track of the new concerns that they're having, right? Maybe 6 months ago, the issue was the client, your buyer client, couldn't get into a house quick enough because it sold as soon as the house hit the market. Maybe that was the issue 6 months ago in your market. But today, you're calling your client, you're like, hey, we got to go look at this one. And they're like, okay, well, I see it's been on the market for 5 days. So, you know, we got time. And, you know, do you think they'll probably come down in price? Like, are you prepared for those conversations? If you're on the other end, you're working with a seller, right? Same thing. Maybe you have unrealistic sellers because the market is shifting slightly. Maybe you have sellers who are thinking they can get this amount, but now due to the market shifting slightly, they can only get this amount. And even if that's a $5,000 difference, that's a conversation you're going to need to master and be prepared to have with your client. These are the shifts I'm talking about, right? I'm not talking about a market crash, had to adapt to that. I'm talking about the slight market shifts to keep you ahead of the curve, right? To keep that rapport with the client. To get referrals due to the way you communicate with people, right? Establish yourself as an authority to where you're able to now have less pushback from the client because they believe in your capabilities as an agent. This is what I'm referring to, okay? So you got to know the leading indicators. Again, days on market, list to pin ratios. Is the average sales price going up or down? These things are important. Okay. Then number 3 is know what to say and say more of it. In other words, we got to have more meaningful conversations every day. I promise you, to do a lot of business, to become a $1 million producer, a 3-digit producer every year in real estate, it's not rocket science. Know what to say a lot of it to a lot of people, continue to know the data, establish yourself as an authority, so know what you're talking about, right? And be consistent. And there's more that goes into it, I guess you could say, but the main basics, keep the main thing the main thing. The basic stuff will take you a long way. All this other stuff all this fluff doesn't help you. Know what to say and say more of it. Call people, pick up a phone, text, call people. My question for you is write this down. How many meaningful conversations are you having per day? How many are you having per day? It better be 30. It better be 30 per day. Unless you are a few years in the business and you're already doing great business and you're satisfied with your results, don't worry about if you're that person. Continue to do your 20, your 25, whatever it is that got you to where you're at. If you're not satisfied with your results, you need to talk to more people. Well, I don't have no time. I don't have enough time in my day. Really, we do. I know people who are selling 300 homes a year. This is with one admin, maybe one buyer agent, 300 plus homes a year, and they have the same amount of work hours as you. And they go on vacations. Some of them only work 5 days a week, 4.5. It is possible. So number 1, we got to get that out of our mind. I can't. Yes, you can. Number 1. If you believe it, you will achieve it. New business development every single day. You got to have a morning ritual. Your morning ritual from 8 to noon should be new business development. We call it wealth generation. All right. And then, like I mentioned in other videos, increase your daily conversations by 15 to 20% immediately. Immediately do that. If you do these things, because the market, I'm sure, and your market, I'm sure has had a slight shift, this will keep you ahead of the curve and ahead of the competition. Okay. Hope this was valuable. Please like, comment, subscribe. You guys take care out there. I'll see you on the next one.